Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm inside because it's raining cats and dogs outside. Not a bad thing. It's a good thing that we're getting this rain. The last two Wednesdays, we've been dipping into the book of Proverbs to gain a little wisdom from the wisest man in the world. His name is Solomon. And this morning, we come to chapter 3 and to some verses that I memorized when I was a very young believer. And you're probably familiar with them too. You've heard them or know them. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. So verse 5, we're told to trust in the Lord with all of our heart. We're to live our lives trusting the Lord, not half-heartedly, not occasionally, not when we're in trouble or when we're confused or when we have a need in our lives, but with all of our heart. You'll find that word show up a couple of times in these two verses, the word all. First, all of your heart. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It doesn't mean that you don't use your understanding and your knowledge and apply them to life. It means that you don't lean there. You don't put your weight. You don't put your confidence in there. When I reread these verses, I was reminded of a childhood memory. When I was a little boy, when we were small, our parents owned two cottages on a lake, and one of them had a steep hill which went right down to the lake and to the water and to rocks. And my father was always warning us not to go down that hill because he was afraid that we would slip and fall into the water, which of course he should have been. But he was so concerned that he built a guardrail there on the hill, separating us from the water. What he didn't realize is that any rail like that is like a magnet for little kids. And for me, it was a new set of monkey bars. Wanted to go down and hang on it. Well, that didn't last long because my father was almost more concerned about me falling into the water because of the rail than he was before the rail was up. Because I was attracted to it. And so he was almost more concerned once the guardrail went up. Well, Solomon is saying that our nature is, the thing that attracts us is our own understanding, to do things ourselves, to forget about God and not to do things God's way. And so he reminds us to trust in the Lord with all of our heart and not to lean, never to lean on our own understanding. And here's the promise in verse 6. But in all your ways, here's the second use of the word all. First, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And then in all your ways, acknowledge him. In all your ways. That reminds me of Deuteronomy chapter 4, I think it is, where Moses tells parents to first that the things of God, the law should be on their hearts, and then they should talk about them with their children as they wake up, as they lie down, as they walk along the way, in all your ways. Not just the big decisions, not just the major circumstances of life, but in every day, in all your ways, acknowledge him. Bring him to mind. Keep the Lord in your thoughts. Keep every situation, every relationship, everything that's going on in your life, every detail. Bring it to the Lord. Have the Lord in mind. Acknowledge him in all your ways. And here's the promise. And he will keep your paths straight. Now, I'm a real fan of back roads. And back roads are great if you've got the day and you're going on a day trip and you're just kind of exploring. But if you have a destination and only so much time to get there, then you better stay away from the back roads. The best path is the straight path. And certainly in life, Solomon is saying that if we want to get to our destination, if we want to go to heaven, if we want a straight shot at life, if we want to live our lives in a way that is meaningful and purposeful and joyful and fulfilling, we need to stay away from those back roads. And when we trust in the Lord with all of our hearts and acknowledge him in all of our ways, God will make our life path, our life journey straight, and we can stay on track with the Lord. So great words of wisdom from Solomon. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m. we're going to be talking actually from Romans chapter 1 on a sermon that Conan is going to be giving on Sunday from Romans 1. So we're going to kind of dig into that a little bit, so we'll be ready and anxious to hear what the Lord leads Conan to say on Sunday morning. Also, at the top of this note, you can click on a link that will bring you to Eunice Evans' memorial service, which was Monday at 10 o'clock, but you can watch it and just remember this precious woman as you watch that service. So, again, have a wonderful Wednesday. God bless.